Hello and greetings of the day. In continuation to the derivations that we did on impact of jet on curved vanes, we will solve two numerical problems so that the concepts that you learned through derivation is solidified using the numerical problems. Take down the first problem. A jet of water of diameter 50 millimeter moving with a velocity of 40 meter per second strikes a curved fixed symmetrical plate at the center. Full stop. Find the force exerted by the jet of water in the direction of the jet if the jet is deflected through an angle of 120 degrees at the outlet of the curved plate. An important entry level problem, because a few concepts that I had told you in the previous class will be put to use while solving the numerical problem. Now we have a jet which is coming out of the nozzle at a diameter of, if I am not wrong, 50 millimeter and with a velocity of 40 meter per second. As is our practice, I will first write the given data. From the given data, diameter D is equal to 50 millimeter, which means 0.05 meter. In the impulse momentum equation, it is very clear that we will always require the area of the jet, and hence I will straight away calculate what is the cross sectional area of the jet using pi by 4 d square. Professor Manjunath will help me with the values. Can I have the value? Pi by 4 into 0.05 square. 0.001963 meter square, and then you have the velocity of the jet being equal to 40 meter per second. What needs to be calculated is force exerted by this jet on the symmetrical fixed curved plate. So I will have to draw a fixed symmetrical curved plate, and most importantly in this problem he has mentioned deflection angle at the outlet being 120 degrees. The term deflection angle I had not used while deriving. What do we mean by deflection angle? I will explain to you using a simple diagram. In any problem that is consisting of symmetrical curved plate, I will first draw the line of reference or the central axis. So now the symmetrical curved vane is getting hit at the center. So I have drawn that center line. I will draw a symmetrical curved vane, and from the data it is understood that the jet gets deflected by 120 degrees. Now let us assume that the pipe is placed here and you have a nozzle attached to it at the end, and you have a jet coming and striking the curved vane at the center, and from here the jet gets deflected by 120 degrees. So if I keep my hand like this, from here, from the horizontal, the deflection is 120 degrees. So starting from here, count 120 degrees, and that is nothing but the deflection. So from here, if there is a deflection to be shown, this angle is nothing but your deflection angle, and that deflection angle is given to be 120 degrees. So the inner angle must be equal to, see, total angle must be equal to 180 degrees. So the remaining angle must be equal to 180 minus 120, that is equal to 60 degrees, that is this angle. Why this angle is important? It is very important in the context of finding out the force exerted by the jet on the fixed symmetrical curved vane, because in the impulse momentum equation you will always have the horizontal component as well as vertical component. Since the angle with which the jet is coming out of the vane is neither horizontal nor vertical, it has to have the horizontal component and vertical component after resolving the resultant force, for which I will require this angle. So this angle 60 degree is same as this 60 degree. So if the velocity with which the jet is coming and striking the fixed curved vane is 40 meter per second, and if assuming that there is no shock, that means the loss due to striking of the jet on the vane is 0. This also has to leave with a velocity of 40 meter per second, and this angle is 60 degree. The angle between the resultant and the component is 60 degrees. So this gives me 40 cos 60, and the vertical component will become 40 sin 60. These are all very important in the view of solving this problem. So now I need to find out what is the force exerted. We know that from impulse momentum equation, F is equal to rho a v into v1 minus v2. So what is Fx here? Therefore Fx is equal to rho a v into v1x minus v2x. So what is rho? Density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. Area you have already calculated and is equal to 0.001963 into velocity is given to be 40 meter per second. So whole multiplied by what is v1 in x direction. v1 in x direction is nothing but your initial velocity, which is in pure horizontal direction, and in magnitude it is equal to 40 meter per second. So v1 is 40 meter per second in x direction minus what is v2 in x direction. v2 in x direction from the diagram you can observe is 40 cos 60 in magnitude, but in direction it is in negative x direction. So this comes out to be minus 40 cos 60. On simplification, the answer for force in x direction, you will get it as 4711.15 Newton. Take down the next problem. A jet of water of diameter 75 millimeter moving with a velocity of 30 meter per second strikes a curved fixed plate tangentially at one end at an angle of 30 degree to the horizontal. Full stop. The jet leaves the plate at an angle of 20 degrees to the horizontal. Full stop. Find the force exerted by the jet. Find the force exerted by the jet on the plate in the horizontal and vertical directions. Before I get into the solution of this problem, I need to give you a notice on the previous problem. I stopped at finding out Fx and did not find Fy. If you wish to know why, you will have to read the problem again. In the previous problem, it was clearly stated that find the force exerted in the direction of the jet. Which was the direction of the jet in the previous case? The direction of the jet was horizontal, and hence I found out only Fx in the previous problem. But now in this problem, it is clearly stated that force needs to be calculated in both horizontal and vertical directions, meaning that I will have to calculate both Fx and Fy. And from the data it is evident that the angle made at the entrance and exit by the jet with the horizontal are different. That only means to say that this is an unsymmetrical curved vane getting hit at one of its tips. So, I will solve it using again my impulse momentum equation, so that you need not have to remember any of the equations. From the given data, diameter is 75 millimeter, that is 0.075 meter. That fetches me the area of 0.0044 meter square, and the velocity with which it is moving is 30 meter per second. The angle made by the jet at inlet with the horizontal, which I usually call as theta, is equal to 30 degrees. Theta is equal to 30 degrees, and it leaves the vane making an angle of phi is equal to 20 degree with the horizontal. Using this data, you will have to calculate what is Fx as well as what is Fy. So, a clear diagram would help you understand this in a better way. So, I will draw an unsymmetrical curved vane. I will draw an unsymmetrical curved vane. At the entrance, the angle made by the velocity component is 30 degrees. So, velocity at the entrance is 30 meter per second. Assuming that there is no shock, that means no loss in energy due to the impact of jet on the vane, then with the same velocity the jet will leave the vane. So, V remains as 30 meter per second, but it makes an angle of 20 degree with the horizontal at the exit, that is phi is equal to 20 degrees, and at the inlet theta is equal to 30 degrees. Both are very important because both will be used in my equation. So, this component at the inlet, velocity component in the horizontal direction at inlet will be 30 cos 30, and vertical component at inlet will be 30 sin 30, and similarly at the exit the velocity component in horizontal direction will be 30 cos 20, and vertical component at exit will be 30 sin 20, 30 sin 20. All these things shall be put to use when I start applying this in the impulse momentum equation. So, we know that from impulse momentum equation, what do we know? F is equal to rho a v into v1 minus v2. So, I will start in x direction. In x direction, F becomes Fx, rho a v remains as it is, v1 in x direction minus v2 in x direction. So, rho is 1000, area is 0.0044 into velocity is 30 meter per second, whole multiplied by v1 in x direction. So, v1, that is initial velocity, was neither horizontal nor vertical. So, you have resolved that into two components, of which the horizontal component is in positive x direction and the magnitude is 30 cos 30. So, this is 30 cos 30 minus v2 in x direction, that is final velocity in x direction. Again, the final velocity was neither in horizontal nor in vertical direction. So, again that was resolved, and of which the horizontal component magnitude was 30 cos 20, but moving in the negative x direction. So, this is minus 30 cos 20. On simplification, you will get Fx as 7178.2 Newton. Applying the same impulse momentum equation now in y direction, you have Fy equal to rho a v into V1 in y direction minus V2 in y direction. So, rho is 1000, area is 0.0044 into velocity is 30 whole multiplied by V1, that is initial velocity in y direction. So, initial velocity in y direction from the figure you can easily observe as 30 sin 30 in the positive y direction. So, it is plus 30 sin 30 minus V2 in y direction. What is V2? Final velocity in y direction, again positive y direction, but the magnitude is 30 sin 20. 30 sin 20. On simplification, you will get Fy as 628.13 Newton. 628.13 Newton. These are the two things that were asked in the problem. This kind of problem will be asked for 8 to 10 marks. I hope you have understood these two problems, which covers the numerical problems on the derivations that I had done in the previous class. Moving ahead, we have now to study the impact of jet on moving curved vanes. All the three cases related to stationary curved vanes are over. Now, our focus must shift to the study of impact of jet on moving curved vanes. How things differ from the previous cases will be now understood. What I will take is a symmetrical curved vane which is already in motion prior to getting hit by the jet. See, in the stationary curved vane cases, the jet would strike the vane and leave the vane. Now, in this case, that is the curved vane which is already in motion, the jet would have come with certain velocity, but the vane, if it was stationary, the jet would come and strike the vane with the same velocity. But if the vane starts to move, the jet cannot strike the vane with the same velocity with which it had left the nozzle. Please understand this concept. I will also explain to you with a diagram, but prior to writing the diagram, this is a must to understand. Now, assume that this is the vane and this is the jet. If the vane was fixed, the jet would have come and strike the vane with the same velocity with which it left the nozzle. But once this vane starts to move, the jet cannot strike the vane with the same velocity, the initial velocity with which the jet left the vane. Let us assume the velocity with which the jet leaves the nozzle is v and the velocity with which the vane starts to move is u. So, the velocity with which the jet is moving is v, vane is moving with the velocity of u. So, the same velocity cannot be maintained until the vane is met. So, it will reduce, automatically it will reduce. I can quote the example of you throwing a cricket ball. If the cricket ball is thrown from certain distance, it keeps on reducing its speed, and if the target distance is more, it automatically gets reduced. The velocity of the ball automatically gets reduced by the time it reaches the target which is far away. Similarly, in this case, since the target starts to move, the velocity with which the jet had left the nozzle keeps on reducing, and by the time it meets the moving vane, the velocity would have reduced by the velocity of the vane. That means the velocity with which the jet meets the vane would become v minus u. I will draw the diagram so that you get to know the relative velocity that I just spoke about. So, I will first draw the line of reference and draw the curved vane. Now, you have a pipe as usual and a nozzle fitted to it and the jet coming out of the nozzle. So, this is pipe, nozzle, and this is jet of water. In the hindsight, you must now understand this vane would have moved with a velocity of u, and this jet has left the nozzle with a velocity v, and by the time it reaches the vein which is now shifted to here by virtue of its velocity u, it would be changed to v minus u. This v minus u is called the relative velocity. I will try to explain it again to you. If the vein was fixed at this position, the jet would have struck the vein with a velocity v. But the vein is moving with a velocity u. So, by the time this jet strikes the vein, the velocity would be reduced. But reduced by how much? Reduced by the same amount by which the vein is moving. So, that velocity is called relative velocity, and which will be equal to v minus u, and rest of the derivation remains the same. So, what is the derivation all about? It is force exerted by jet on moving symmetrical curved vein. Of course, getting hit at the center. Getting hit at the center. If the moving curved vein is hit at the tip, there is a different concept that would evolve, which will be taught to you later. Now, this moving curved vein is getting hit at the center. So, how do I find out the force exerted? Again, for the force exerted to be found out, we have the impulse momentum equation. So, from impulse momentum equation, what do I have? F is equal to rho a v into v1 minus v2. Here you must be very, very careful in understanding all these terminologies. What is AV? AV is nothing but Q. In AV, what is V? V is the velocity. But here the vein was already in motion near to the jet hitting the vein. That means this velocity is changed to v minus u. So, this velocity is now the relative velocity. So, another terminology is now introduced. This velocity with which the jet leaves the nozzle or the jet comes out of the nozzle can be termed as absolute velocity. In the previous cases, the absolute velocity remained the same throughout, but now since the vein is moving, the absolute velocity will not remain until the jet strikes the vein, and it would have changed to relative velocity. So, this v in this equation will change to v minus u. I will now try to complete this diagram because I will have to show you how the jet leaves the vein. Now, the jet has left the nozzle, or jet is coming out of the nozzle with a velocity v, and by the time it reaches the vein, its velocity would become relative velocity and would be equal to v minus u, and after striking, the jet would leave the vein with same velocity because the vein is assumed to be very, very smooth and will not have any loss of energy due to jet striking the vein. So, the velocity with which the jet strikes the vein would be v minus u, and hence the velocity with which the jet leaves the vein would also be v minus u. And assuming that the angle made by that velocity at outlet with the horizontal is theta, this component will become v minus u cos theta, and vertical component becomes v minus u sin theta. So, this equation in x direction now, since v changes to v minus u, f is equal to rho into a into v minus u whole multiplied by initial velocity minus final velocity. I will use this equation and then apply it in x and y direction. So, now taking x direction, you have fx is equal to rho a into v minus u. Please note the difference here. I will take absolute velocity when there is no motion prior to jet striking the vein, I will have to take relative velocity when the vane is already in motion prior to getting hit by the jet. Now what is the case? Vane is already in motion prior to getting hit by the jet. So I am taking relative velocity v minus u. So Fx is equal to rho into a into v minus u whole multiplied by initial velocity in x direction minus final velocity v2 in x direction. So rho a into v minus u whole multiplied by v1 in x direction. You can clearly see it is pure horizontal and it is nothing but initial velocity with which the jet strikes the vane and is nothing but equal to v minus u minus v2 in x direction. What is v2? v2 is final velocity and that is nothing but equal to v minus u, but neither in horizontal nor in vertical direction. So I have resolved that into two components, of which horizontal component is v minus u cos theta, but traveling in the negative x direction. So this has to be written as minus v minus u cos theta. So on simplification, this becomes rho a into v minus u. Again, from these two terminologies, v minus u can be taken as common factor, and then 1 minus of minus is plus cos theta. So Fx is rho a into v minus u whole square into 1 plus cos theta. This is the force exerted by the jet on moving curved vane in x direction. Now similarly, if I consider in y direction, you have Fy is equal to rho a into v minus u into initial velocity in y direction. If you observe, there is no initial velocity in y direction because initial velocity is in pure horizontal direction. So initial velocity in y direction becomes 0 minus v2 in y direction. v2 in y direction is v minus u sin theta in the positive direction. So v minus u sin theta. So on the whole, this can be written as Fy is equal to rho a into v minus u whole square into sin theta, but the entire thing with a negative sign. Now since the vane is in motion and the jet strikes it, there is some work done in the process. So what do we mean by work done? Work done is force multiplied by displacement. I will write that and try to solve or try to continue this derivation for work done. Once there is work done, how does that work being done? That work was done only because there was some input. Work done becomes output. So that output was because there was some input. What was the input? The input was the kinetic energy with which the jet had struck the vane. So I would also wish to derive an expression for efficiency here. For finding out the efficiency, you need to know two things. One is output and input. Output is nothing but work done. Input is nothing but the initial kinetic energy. So to begin with, I will first find out what is the work done. What do we mean by work done? We know that work done is equal to force into displacement. Here work is done in the x direction because the vane is moving in the x direction. So this F becomes Fx into displacement. What is displacement? Displacement is nothing but distance by time. So distance by time, what is the displacement taking place? The displacement taking place is the vane moving in the x direction. So the vane changing its initial position and moving into the next position. What is that? It is moving with a velocity of u. U is nothing but meter per second. Displacement is nothing but distance travelled with a direction. Here the distance travelled with a direction is given by u because it has a unit of meter per second, that is distance travelled by time, that is u. So why not v? Because v is not doing anything here. Vane was already moving with a velocity of u. The jet only tried to match its velocity so that it meets the vane with a relative velocity v minus u. So Fx from the equation is rho a v minus u whole square into 1 plus cos theta whole multiplied by u. This is nothing but work done. And I had told you that to find out efficiency, you need to know what is the input also. What is the input? Input is initial kinetic energy. Also, we know that kinetic energy is half mv square. In half mv square. What is that? Yesterday or in the previous class, I had told you what mass means. Mass was nothing but rho into A into V. If you remember what I had written on the board in the previous class, you could easily recall that the mass is nothing but rho into A into V. I would just brief you here also because it is important. Mass was found out from mass density, which meant rho is equal to mass by volume. So mass was is equal to rho into volume. When you have mass, it can be written as rho into volume. But when you have mass per time, it has to be written as rho into volume by time, where volume by time is nothing but discharge. So you, taking a clue from there, you can write mass as rho into A into V whole multiplied by V square. So this is nothing but half rho A V cube. So to find out the efficiency, now we know that efficiency neta is equal to output by input. Therefore, neta is equal to, what is the output we have? Rho A into V minus u whole square into 1 plus cos theta whole divided by half into rho A V cube. This is the expression for the efficiency. You can as well cancel out these things and efficiency can be written as 2 into V minus u whole square into 1 plus cos theta whole divided by V cube. Take down the problem. A jet of water of diameter 7.5 centimeter strikes a curved plate at its center with a velocity of 20 meter per second. Full stop. The curved plate is moving with a velocity of 8 meter per second in the direction of the jet. In the direction of the jet. Full stop. The jet is deflected through an angle of 165 degrees. Full stop. Assuming the plate is smooth, comma, find first one, force exerted on the plate, force exerted on the plate in the direction of the jet, in the direction of the jet. Second one, power of the jet, power of the jet. Third one, efficiency of the jet. So in solving the numerical problems, it is very important that you read the problem thoroughly and depict it using neat diagrams so that there will be no hassles while solving the problem. So what do we read from the problem is, you have a jet of 7.5 centimeter diameter which is striking the curved vane which is moving with a velocity of 8 meter per second. So jet has a velocity of 20 meter per second and the plate is moving with a velocity of 8 meter per second in the direction of the jet. That means the vane can move in the horizontal direction and hence jet is also moving in the x direction. Indirectly he has hinted the direction of the jet. So jet is striking at the center horizontally and it is coming out with a velocity of 20 meter per second and it has to meet the vane which is moving with a velocity of 8 meter per second. Using this data you will have to find out, and assuming of course the vane to be smooth, that means there is no loss, you will have to find out what is the force exerted by the plate in the direction of the jet. So which is the direction of the jet? So x. So you need to find out what is Fx, then find out what is work done, then find out what is efficiency. Just now I have told you how do you calculate the efficiency. Efficiency is nothing but output by input. Output is nothing but the work done, which is nothing but Fx into u. You can easily find out. What is kinetic energy at the inlet? Very important. In the previous derivation also when I did the kinetic energy, I did not take velocity as v minus u. It is very important. V minus u comes into picture only when jet strikes the vane. But initially the energy given to water is only because of the velocity with which the jet is coming out of the nozzle. Jet comes out of the nozzle with a velocity equal to v, and hence in all the cases related to kinetic energy wherein we use half mv square, the velocity remains as v, the velocity with which the jet comes out of the nozzle and not the relative velocity. This is of utmost importance in understanding this concept, and then carrying it forward you can easily find out what is the efficiency. Now in this problem the deflection angle is given to be 165 degrees. You must also remember, if the deflection angle is not given in any problem, you can assume it to be equal to 165 degrees. So now the deflection angle is given and hence you know what is the angle with which the jet leaves the vane. The angle with which the jet leaves the vane would automatically become 15 degrees because it becomes 180 minus 165. So I will draw this. Assume that this plate itself is the moving plate. It has already moved with a velocity of u equal to 8 meter per second. The jet has struck the vane with a velocity of v equal to 20 meter per second. The angle of deflection is given to be 165 degrees and hence this small angle would be equal to 15 degrees. Since there is no shock, this leaves the vane with the same velocity being equal to v minus u, and this angle would be 15 degrees. So this is v minus u cos 15 and this component would be v minus u sin 15. What are the other things given so that I can write it down and solve it easily? The diameter of the jet is given to be 7.5 centimeter, that is nothing but 0.075 meter. What is the area? If I remember, it is 0.0044 meter square. And then you have velocity with which the jet comes out of the nozzle, that is absolute velocity v is equal to 20 meter per second. Velocity with which the vane is moving is 8 meter per second and hence v minus u becomes 12 meter per second. First case you need to find out f, or deflection angle is given. Deflection angle is 165 degrees. Therefore theta is equal to 180 minus 165, that is equal to 15 degrees. Using all this data you will have to find out Fx, second one work done, and finally you will have to find out what is efficiency. So what is Fx? How do I find out Fx? Force can be found out only using impulse momentum equation. We know that from impulse momentum equation, F is equal to rho a v into v1 minus v2. but for moving vanes, F is equal to rho A into V minus U into V1 minus V2. So now take that in x direction, because you want the force only in x direction. So Fx is equal to rho A into V minus U into V1 in x direction minus V2 in x direction. So it is 1000 into area is 0.0044 into V minus U, you have taken it as 12. So whole multiplied by V1 in x direction. So initial velocity in x direction. What is the initial velocity? It is not V, it is not the absolute velocity, because the vane is already in motion. So the velocity you would be taking is V minus U. So initial velocity in x direction is this V minus U. What is V minus U? V minus U is 12 minus V2 is final velocity in x direction. Final velocity also would be V minus U, but its component in x direction is V minus U cos 15, but in the negative x direction. So it is minus 12 cos 15. On simplification, Fx is 1250.38 Newton. This solves the first case. Second case is to find out work done. Now work done is equal to Fx into U. So what is Fx? 1250.38 into U is 8. Therefore Fx is equal to 10,003.04. What is the unit? Fx has a unit of Newton, U has a unit of meter per second. And finally, I need to calculate what is the efficiency. We know that efficiency is equal to output by input. What is output? Output is nothing but work done, and input is nothing but kinetic energy. So what is kinetic energy? Now kinetic energy is half mv square, which can be written as rho AV cube by 2. So this is nothing but 1000 into 0.0044 into velocity is 20. V cube is 20 cube, whole divided by 2.
17600.
Kinetic energy will be 17600 Newton meter per second. So efficiency would be equal to work done by kinetic energy. Work done was 10,003.04 divided by 17,600, whole multiply by 100 to convert that into percentage. So efficiency would be equal to 56.4%. Thanks for patient listening. We'll meet you in the next session.